But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best teammate. I want to be great for you guys. No offense, but I want to be great for my team.
It is absolutely making the African-American community crazy that a little white straight girl has come into the worst league in America, the most racist league in America, with the most racist people in America covering it, and has kicked everybody's ass and pushing all of the angry African-American lesbians aside.
Aja Wilson, the reigning MVP, is in tears as her MVP crown might be slipping away straight into the hands of rookie sensation Caitlin Clark. Yeah, you heard that right. Wilson, who absolutely dominated the league last season, is now facing the reality that Clark's historic rookie year is stealing all the headlines.
They're coming at the 22-year-old white straight girl Caitlin Clark because Caitlin Clark can throw a ball into a basket deeper and better than anybody in the history of women's basketball, because Caitlin Clark plays with a flair that very few have ever played.
For months, Wilson downplayed Clark, but now she's realizing that Clark isn't just a fan favorite. She's a real contender for the MVP title. Could we see a rookie dethrone the league's reigning champ? Let's dive into the drama.
But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best teammate. It's really, really hard. And I don't even know why I'm crying.
They crossed the line of being disrespectful, but they talked a lot of trash and they got humbled. And I think that that's okay.
Aja Wilson has spent much of the season claiming that Caitlin Clark's rise is fueled by race, even going as far as accusing Clark's fans of being racist.
Some people actually said her fans are racist, huh?
One of the more interesting aspects of this fanhood is that some of the biggest supporters of Caitlin Clark are not white. They're actually black males.
But here's the undeniable truth. Clark's game is revolutionizing the WNBA. From shattering records to filling arenas, she's playing like the Steph Curry of women's basketball, and fans are loving every second of it.
Caitlin Clark's 22-year-old wants to play basketball. You all have all your race problems, go deal with all your race problems.
While Wilson stirs up the drama, it's becoming clear that the real issue may be fear. Fear that Caitlin Clark is on the verge of taking her MVP crown.
MVP odds for the WNBA are out. Aja Wilson, the favorite, at plus 195. Caitlin Clark second at plus 220.
Buckle up, because this rivalry just reached a whole new level.
But I love my teammates so much that I will take any hit from them. Good, bad, ugly. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try to be the best. I get y'all saying best player in the world. That's great. It looks great.
I think it's a huge thing. I think a lot of people say it's not about black and white, but to me, it is. It's really because you can be the top notch at what you do as a black woman, but maybe there's something that people don't want to see, Wilson said to the Associated Press.
Aja Wilson and her team spent much of the season mocking other players, including Caitlin Clark, whom Wilson brushed off as just a white player benefiting from racial bias.
They were still talking smack.
3 for 17 is you need to talk about it.
We don't see it so much after a team beats another team. We also don't hear it that much from a coach.
She even went as far as labeling Clark's fans as racists.
Aja Wilson thinks that Caitlin Clark is only popular because she's white.
But after a devastating defeat, Wilson's attitude has taken a sharp turn. Now in tears, she's grappling with the reality that her MVP status might be slipping away, right into Clark's hands.
Caitlin Clark just came in to play basketball. All of a sudden, the black women of the WNBA decided to knock her on her ass from behind. All of a sudden, the black women, Angel Reese and her teammates, decided to cheer for that. All of a sudden, other black women decided to tackle her at half court. All of a sudden, other black women decided, like Aja Wilson, to be idiots when talking about her, jealous when they're talking about her. Caitlin Clark and her fans didn't start anything. Caitlin Clark just came into the league and a bunch of fans rooted for her. But all of a sudden, Kennedy Carter's knocking her on her ass from behind. What do you think people are going to talk about?
The truth is, Caitlin Clark has proven to be the league's true MVP. She took the struggling Indiana Fever and turned them into playoff contenders.
The biggest reason that she's popular is it's the Steph Curry syndrome.
Her impact on the WNBA has been massive, boosting ratings, ticket sales, and fan engagement.
Becky Hammon was asked about the trash talk, and here's what she had to say.
No, I mean, we talked our crap, they heard it, and they get to talk their crap. It's part of the game. It's not like personal.
Clark's influence is undeniable, and Wilson is finally realizing that her reign could be over. The New York Liberty just pulled off a jaw-dropping upset, knocking out the Las Vegas Aces from the playoffs.
So when it comes to wins and losses, when I tell you I break this game down piece by piece because I want to be great for you guys, no offense, but I want to be great for my team. I want to be great for this franchise.
But this rivalry goes way deeper. It all started last season when the Aces defeated the Liberty in the WNBA Finals, and Kelsey Plum didn't hold back, calling the Liberty a bunch of individual players.
Kelsey Plum had this to say. She said, as much as they're a team, they're not a team. They're really good individual players, but they don't care about each other.
Then during their championship parade, Aces coach Becky Hammon took shots at Breanna Stewart's shooting. Fast forward to this season, and Stewart, now teamed up with Caitlin Clark, got the ultimate revenge.
I get it. Brittany Griner said people are yelling racial slurs at her on the court, and I also get that's complete nonsense.
Breanna Stewart said it herself. She's like, our whole team has receipts of the things that the Aces said and did.
The Liberty's victory was fueled by raw emotion and high stakes, with Clark's presence adding even more fire to the rivalry. Her rise has ignited debates across the league, and this showdown was nothing short of explosive.
That's a scenario that we haven't seen happen, and I feel like that would be all over the headlines, and it also creates a target on your back when you say things like that.
And the drama didn't stop on the court. The Liberty's Twitter wasted no time trolling the Aces with a savage post. A pair of Tims stomping on the Aces logo, throwing shade at last year's protest. Meanwhile, Becky Hammon reportedly went on a Twitter blocking spree, only adding more fuel to this fiery rivalry.
Becky Hammon went on Twitter and did a blocking spree. She blocked a ton of people on Twitter.
With Caitlin Clark now in the mix, tensions are at an all-time high, and this Liberty versus Aces saga is far from over. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this battle is just heating up.
As soon as she came in the league, they start hitting her from behind, knocking her out of bounds when she didn't have the ball, tackling her at half court, hitting her in the head, swiping down, poking her in the eye, and making jackass comments like more than one woman.
A'ja Wilson has openly voiced her frustration with Caitlin Clark's rising popularity, framing it as an issue of racial bias. Wilson believes that black athletes like herself and Angel Reese are often overshadowed by white players like Clark, using Clark's lucrative Nike deal as a prime example.
Caitlin Clark didn't start nothing. Her fans didn't start nothing. This race thing is talked about because African-American women in the WNBA made it so by their violent behavior towards Caitlin Clark, by their racist discussion.
According to Wilson, despite black women excelling on the court, they don't receive the same marketing attention or opportunities, creating an unfair advantage for players like Clark.
Man, does she have a lot of African-American fans.
She also points to this being a systemic issue within the WNBA, arguing that the league's marketing efforts and public attention tend to favor certain players, especially white ones like Clark.
Us as black women, Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, it's not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball. And, like, she understands her privilege and like, pushes her over the top in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a compliment.
However, it's crucial to recognize that Caitlin Clark's success is not driven by her race, but by her exceptional talent and her unique ability to connect with fans.
Caitlin Clark is becoming the best player, not because she's white, because she's that good. She's having Larry Bird impact. She's been the driving force of the hottest team in the entire league, despite her record turnovers. Why? Because she's that good. She's legit good. She's colorblind good. She's guilt-free good. She's apolitically good.
Clark has shattered records in her rookie season and has reshaped the way people view the WNBA, much like Steph Curry revolutionized the NBA.
Most points by a point guard in a season in WNBA history. Most double-doubles by a rookie guard in WNBA history. Most points by a rookie in WNBA history. Most assists by a rookie in the history of the WNBA. First WNBA rookie to record 2 triple-doubles. First triple-double by a rookie in WNBA history. First triple-double in Fever history. The first player to be named WNBA Player of the Month and Rookie of the Month in the same month. First player in WNBA history with 20 or more points, 15 or more assists, and 5 or more rebounds in a game. She won Rookie of the Month 4 times, Eastern Conference Player of the Week 3 times, single season rookie record for assists, single season rookie record for 3-pointers, single game record for assists 19, franchise record for most double-doubles, 3-pointers, career 10 or more assists in a game, franchise record for most career 10 or more assists in a game. Fastest WNBA player to reach 100 3-pointers. She did it in 34 games. Most assists by a rookie in a WNBA All-Star game for which she received the most fan votes ever, 700,000 of those. Fastest player to reach 350 points and 150 assists to start a season, regardless of years in the league. People will say, pay more attention to the other folks. Like, she couldn't do it herself. You know, LeBron has teammates, Jordan had teammates. I understand.
Her long-range shooting, dynamic playmaking, and leadership have captivated audiences, filling arenas and pushing the WNBA to new heights.
Regular season viewership, it grew by 20% in 2023. It's grown by 180% now, which means it would take another 5 or 6 years to do what Caitlin Clark has done. So between draft day viewership, which is up 400% to 40%, between ticket sales, which is up 93% to 16%, between regular game viewership, which is up 180% to 20%, what Caitlin Clark has done is grown the WNBA exponentially. She did in 5 weeks what would have taken 5 years. And as it pertains to draft viewership, she did in 5 days what would have taken 5 years.
Fans are drawn to her skill and performance, not her skin color. A'ja Wilson, who is also a Nike athlete, has not had the same league-wide impact despite her undeniable talent.
Do you know what Caitlin Clark just got the contract from Nike?
Nike.
You know what the contract is?
I want to say it's $3 million a year for 8 to 10 years. It's almost $30 million, something like that.
And I'm so happy for her to get the 28 flipping million.
Rather than attributing this difference to race, it's important to consider that Clark's electrifying playing style and her consistent ability to thrill fans are the real reasons for her popularity. Suggesting that Clark's rise is solely based on race ignores the immense power of her performance and her role in elevating the entire league.
She doesn't wear booty shorts. She doesn't shake her ass. She has a boyfriend, seems very humble. In every situation this year, Caitlin Clark has handled herself with grace and with class.
A'ja Wilson's recent comments about Caitlin Clark and the race narrative might not solely be about fairness or representation. It could also reveal a deeper fear that Clark is on the verge of winning MVP.
WNBA players got upset. We don't have the privilege of just playing basketball. We have to care about these social issues. She's playing in a social issues league that wants to wear shirts that say vote, push some sort of political agenda.
As a dominant player in the WNBA, Wilson may feel threatened by the meteoric rise of Clark, who has taken the league by storm with her electrifying performances. Clark's knack for filling arenas, breaking records, and captivating fans has shifted the spotlight away from other players, including Wilson, despite her own impressive achievements. This rivalry is heating up and the stakes have never been higher.
No one cares what skin color you are. You know what America loves? Let me break it down for you. We absolutely love one thing. You know what it is? Underdogs. We don't care about your color. We don't care if you're married, single, divorced. We don't care about anything. We love humble underdogs. We just do.
Wilson may be using this narrative to divert attention from the reality that Clark is a serious MVP contender. By shifting the focus to race, Wilson is attempting to draw the spotlight back to herself and away from Clark's remarkable on-court achievements.
There's a league with players that feel like they should be getting the attention. Now they have center stage, but the ratings are going to go down. Are they going to be pointing fingers and blaming Indiana Fever fans and Caitlin Clark fans whenever the ratings don't stay the same?
Yeah, they will. Hey, look at the numbers everywhere else across women's basketball. It's not just Caitlin Clark, it's all of us. And then the moment the ratings tank, they're going to come back and say, see, we were right all along. It's all the racists that follow Caitlin Clark that were watching the product, and now they're gone, and we're back with our diehards. It is bad news for the WNBA that she's not continuing to play.
This strategy shifts the conversation from skill to something else, but it doesn't change the fact that Clark is performing at an MVP level. Instead of embracing the competition, Wilson's approach can be seen as an attempt to undermine Clark's meteoric rise by stirring up unnecessary drama. Ultimately, Clark's performance speaks for itself, and fans are drawn to her not because of her race, but because of her extraordinary talent.
I'm big on, within the women's game of basketball, I don't think that there's enough scrutiny about our play. Hear me out. Okay. As a woman, because the game has been attacked so much by people sitting in their basement that can't dunk a donut, let alone a basketball, they're the ones that have driven the narrative that nobody watches women's sports. So many people have become protective of the game of basketball that they cannot take criticism, that nobody's allowed to criticize the game. But guess what? I want to criticize on the first morning show. Is D-Wade is he gonna get to the basket? Is he gonna get to the free throw line? Or is he gonna settle for the catch and shoot, which is what the Spurs want y'all to do? right? But you can't do that in the women's game.
So that's the real story behind the drama. A'ja Wilson might be trying to shift the narrative and divert attention away from Caitlin Clark, but the facts are undeniable. Clark's performances, record-breaking plays, and her ability to elevate the entire league speak volumes. This isn't about race, it's about talent, and Clark has proven she's a legitimate MVP contender.
Everything A'ja Wilson is saying, to me, it was a message to Caitlin Clark of like, you want to come into our league, this is how you need to be.
As this rivalry heats up, one thing is crystal clear. Caitlin Clark has changed the game, and the WNBA is better because of it. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this fiery WNBA season.